Bridget Bartlett here. Today is actually part 3 of our training series on how to create a help desk using support tickets within HighLevel. We're not using anything other than HighLevel to do this. The basic premise that we're doing here is we just want to create a form. Okay, this form can be a standalone form you add to maybe your chat widget, or it could be a form that you add to a website page, or you can even embed it into a membership area. Wherever you want to put this form, this is going to be the beginning of the process of our customer submitting a support request. So we've created the form yesterday. We also created the appropriate fields yesterday. And on Tuesday, I actually gave you an overview of everything. So if you missed any of that, you could go to my YouTube channel, just search Bridget Bartlett. If you go to the playlist, you'll be able to see really specific training. And this one here is support ticketing system for HighLevel. Okay, so this is actually the third video in the series. So if you missed it, you may be a little bit lost. Okay, now yesterday we were working on the workflow. Like I said, we created all the custom fields and the custom value that we need, and we built out the system for when they submit the very first support ticket. Okay. Now, this could be just a standalone process. We could call this done, but what's going to happen when someone completes another support ticket while this one is still open? Okay. So just to recap here, we have them submitting the form, okay, and the form is called support, and then we're going through an if-else conditional logic, and we're basically asking the system, do they have an open ticket? If the answer is yes, how are we going to tell the system that the answer would be yes? We need to choose like a criteria that it's going to base that yes answer on. So what we've done is we created that custom field here, and we're saying if support ticket number 1 field is greater than 0, which it would be if we had a ticket number in there, right? So we're saying if it's greater than 0, then we are going to say yes, they do have a ticket open. And so that's going to be the yes branch. And then of course we have a no branch. So if they do have a number greater than 0, that would be no, right? If they don't, that would be yes. So you can see here, if the answer is no, meaning they do not have a support ticket open, then what we're going to do is we're going to add a math operation. We're going to do ticket, the field that we created, ticket support number 1, and we're going to update that, adding the custom value we created yesterday. So if you guys are lost, definitely go back. You can still join the training today and all of that, but definitely go back if you missed any of the other training, because this will completely make so much more sense to you. Okay. So, the support ticket number 1, basically we're updating that by adding the custom value that we have that has our ticket numbers. Okay. Now, also keep in mind, if you are a member of our program on Friday, I'm going to give you the snapshot that we're creating, like I always do. And we're going to load this, we're going to test it, we're going to do all those things that you need to do on Friday. We're going to do that together because I want to be available in case you have questions. Okay. So we are going to do support ticket number 1, and what we're doing is we're adding that number that we already had into the field, and then we're adding 1 to it. Okay, and then when we add 1 to it, what we want to do is update this value here. So we created a new value for support ticket number 1, and so once we pull in the custom value we have, and then we add 1 to it, that's creating this new number here, and we're going to update the custom value with the new number. That's our ticket number. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to update the fields, and we're pulling in the fields from our form that we created yesterday, remember? And we are adding this data from the form into these fields. Okay. So now we're pulling it in. And the reason that we're doing that is because if we did not do that, if we didn't create new fields for that data, it would just keep overriding those fields every time the form is submitted with new data. And obviously, if this is a support ticket, we don't want that to happen when they submit ticket number 2. We want to make sure that we still keep that data. So as soon as it comes in, we're going to immediately move it to a safe place so that it won't get overridden the next time. Okay. So are doing that there for ticket number one. And then, of course, we have the pipeline that we're going to update with the ticket number. That's going to create that card in our opportunity pipeline so that it's really easy for us to see and move people through the support requests. And then, of course, we're going to send a email to our customer, and we're going to say, hey, thank you, here's your ticket number, we're going to work on this as soon as possible. And then we also built in a step to notify you, the team member or the admin of the account, when a new ticket is generated with all of the relevant information from that ticket. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to actually build out day two. Okay. So let me pull up. Sorry, let me pull up my other window here. Okay, so we have day two. I actually need a cheat sheet here because there's so many steps. All right, so the very first step is just like this here. We are going to do the math operation, but we need to do this for ticket number two. Now, here's a real easy little hack, okay? Most of this is going to be the same. We just need to update the fields in it. So what I'm going to do is just click here to copy, and then when I click copy, you'll see copy this single action or copy all from here. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to copy all. Okay. So now you'll see we have an exact duplicate in this workflow. Okay. Super easy. Gotta love that. Now we just need to swap everything from ticket number one to ticket number two. So everywhere it says ticket one, we're going to swap with ticket two. So we have support ticket number one field. So what we need to do is go to the fields, and now we're going to choose ticket two. Same thing here. We're going to choose ticket two, and let's go ahead and save. Okay. Now here we have create support ticket number one. We're going to change this to two, and we're going to change support ticket number here to two, and we're going to change this to ticket two and save. And let's go ahead and save that too, because we've done a lot of work. And we're going to do update custom value. And again, we're going to update this to the two, but we need to change this because you see it says two. We need to change the one that says support ticket two. All right. So let's go to our custom values, go to contacts, scroll down to custom fields, and then now we just need support ticket number two. Okay. Support ticket number two. There we go. Now let's save that action. Let's go here now. It says support ticket number one details. We're going to change the label here so that it says two. And then again, we want to choose support ticket number one, and then support ticket number two, and then this custom value. Now you can pull in these custom values, and I'll show you the kind of the harder way here. Okay. So we're going to choose ticket number one video. Let's scroll down and find ticket number two video here. And you can see when you select that, that disappears. So let's go ahead and get that back. So we're going to go to the contact. And remember, we're going to use that universal one because this is the data that comes in from the field. We haven't yet mapped it. Okay. This is us mapping the data from the form into that field so that it doesn't get overridden. Just like the one that we did for support ticket one, we're doing this for two. Okay, so this is the support video URL. So we're just going to choose that there. Now, I told you a little hack here. What I do when I'm duplicating this is just copy this because it's going to disappear. So if you copy it, you don't have to dig around for it again. So I'm just going to choose support ticket number or support issue ticket number two. So let's scroll down here until we see support issue ticket number two. And then now we can just paste that in there and save. Let's go ahead and save up here as well. And then now we are down here to the support pipeline. Okay. So here again, we just want to make sure that we are choosing the two version. So this is going to be the support ticket number two. So let's delete that and let's go here to contact, edit fields, support ticket number two. Support ticket number two. There we go. And then we could add the opportunity. We don't really need to. All of this is good. And we're going to click save. Okay. Now, confirm request. We have here, again, we have support ticket number one. We want to change that to support ticket number two. So let's go back here. Let's go to contact. Let's go to the fields. And we need support ticket number two. Okay. And then, of course, we have just a default email down here saying, thank you, we received your ticket. And now down here, we can choose the notify admin. And again, we want to do support ticket number one, but just a little hack here. Let's just copy this here. copy. Let's take this back here and let's just override. There we go. And then now we see support ticket here again. And now we see contact support issue and contact support URL. Okay, so it's just going to pull in that data. Now, here at this point, since it's in the same automation, technically you could just use those universal ones, but it's definitely better since we've already kind of copied that data. Let's go ahead and do the absolute correct thing, which would be custom fields, and then we want to add ticket to issue. Okay, so ticket issue number 2, and then we would do video URL. Go up here. Let's do support issue. So it's ticket to video. All right. So we're going to add that there. Okay. And save. And of course, we can publish. All right. Now, you'll see in here that when we go up to the pipeline, you'll see down here, we don't have any fields. Okay. Now, there's a reason for that. And let's just go and let's grab our form because I want to show you the difference. Okay. So I'm going to take this form here that we created yesterday. Oops. Yeah. And let's go ahead and grab the link. I'm going to open that form up there. And oops, did I close out my window? Yes, I did. Give me just a second. Let me pull that back up. I didn't mean to close that out. And I just closed out my whole window there. My apologies. I really do. While I'm pulling this up, I really do hope that when I do these like goofy things live, I hope that you guys are like, you know what? Bridget's been doing this for so long and she still does some of the goofiest stuff. So that gives me confidence that even when I'm live and I do something silly, it's all going to be okay. All right, let's see. I need the training account. Sorry. All right, so we are here. And this account, let me bring this back. Okay, now we're good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and you'll see this form here. All right, now I want to show you what the opportunities look like before, or actually, let's go ahead because we don't even have any context. Let's just do a test here. So we're going to do Jane Doe and let's add an email address. And I tell you guys, I always like to use an actual Gmail email address and then just do the +1 or whatever you want to do just to differentiate the emails. So I'm just going to copy that so I remember because oftentimes I do forget. Please explain in detail the issue that you're having. So this is our generic support issue field that we created. So I'm just going to say test 1. And then let's say share the video URL. Let's just say this one is test1.com. All right. And let's go ahead and submit a support request. Okay. So you'll see there's our default message there. And if we go now into the opportunities pipeline, let's refresh. So there's our ticket. And if we click on the ticket, you can see that we do have in the opportunity name, we have our ticket there, but you'll see right away we don't have the information from the ticket. And it would definitely be nice to have that information. So what we want to do, you can click here and you can go into the customer's profile and then you'll see it there in the support folder that we created. Remember when we created the fields, okay? But that's a little bit inconvenient. So I'm going to show you a super cool way of adding it just right there in the opportunity card, okay? So to do that, we need to go into the settings again, and we're going to go to custom fields, and let me move my little cheat sheet so I can make sure that I'm telling you guys all the right things to do. All right. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to folders, and you'll see that we did create that support folder already. And you'll see up here, we're in the contacts. So we talked yesterday about the difference between contacts and opportunities. Yesterday, all the fields that we created were contact fields. Today, we're going to create opportunity fields. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this to opportunity. And we already have a folder here called opportunity details. So let's go ahead and add another folder. And this one is going to be support. And we're going to change this to opportunity and save. Okay, so now we've created a folder within our opportunities. So let's go ahead and click here and you'll see we have no fields. So what we want to do is we want to create the opportunity fields that we want to appear. Okay, so basically the same process we did yesterday is we're going to go add a field and we're going to choose text, next, and we're going to name this field. Oops, wrong thing. Let me copy this again. We're going to name this field support ticket number one. Okay. So let's do support ticket number one. And now the reason, just in case you're totally lost right now, the reason that we're doing this is because these opportunity fields are the fields that are going to show up on the opportunity card. Okay, that's why we chose opportunity, because if we chose contact, they would show up in the contact area. But these are fields that we want to include in our opportunities section. That's why we're choosing our own folder that we created where we're grouping them together like we did in the contact area, and then we are now calling it support ticket number one. So basically, what we're going to do is all of that data that we move in the contact area to ticket number one, we also want to update the opportunity area with the data from support ticket number one. Okay, so that's why we're creating this field here. And you'll understand more once we get this created. You'll see how it all works together. Now, the next thing, just like our universal placeholder fields that we created in the contact area from yesterday, we're going to also create another single line text here. And this is going to be the support URL. Okay. So basically, same as before, except this is the opportunity. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then now we have support issue. All right. So let's go ahead and add that there. And this time we're going to do large text because it's probably more info there. We're going to say support issue and opportunity and support and save. So now that we've added that, if we go back to our opportunities pipeline here, you'll see when we look at this card here, now we have this folder here that says support. And when they submit those tickets, we want that data to go here. Now, we haven't yet built this into our system yet. Okay. We've only added the fields. Now we need to go back to our automations and we need to tell the automations what to do when it receives that info. So let's go back into our support workflow here and we're going to go to our opportunity pipeline. We can start with the first one here. And the way that we're going to add these fields or move this data or copy this data, whatever, however it helps you to think about it, is we need to add a field here. So we added the fields or we created the fields in that area that we were just in. Now we need to add the fields to this step in the workflow. So when we click here, you'll see those three fields that we just created. Okay, so let's do support ticket number one. So how are we going to get the data from support ticket number one? Okay, we're going to choose a custom value. We're going to go to contacts. We're going to scroll down to custom fields and we're going to get support ticket number one. Okay, so when it created the support ticket and updated that field here in the previous steps, that's what gives it the data in this field here. So now we're going to move that or copy that so that it also shows up in the opportunity area. Okay, so now we're going to choose support issue. Okay, we're going to click there. And now this is going to be ticket one support issue. Okay, so let's scroll down here to custom fields. And then we have support issue ticket number one. Okay, so that's the data for that. Now we have the video. Okay, because we want all this data easily accessible. So support issue or support URL, we're going to go to ticket number one support video. Okay, so support video. Here we go. Support ticket one video. All right. So now we've mapped out all of that data there. We're going to go ahead and save. Let's save again, just so fluke things don't make us lose track of what we did. All right. So we're going to do that now. The same thing for the ticket number two. Okay. So let's scroll down here. We're going to add a field. And we're going to add those same fields, but we're going to put ticket number two data in. So I'm going to choose support ticket number. I shouldn't have added number one actually to that. Sorry, it should be support ticket instead of ticket number one. I'm sorry. When I created the field, actually, I don't want to mess you guys up. Let's go back here and I'll show you here. Let's go back to the fields because if you do the same thing I did, you probably want to know how to fix it. So it was an opportunity. So let's go back here. Let's go to support. And you'll see here I added ticket number 1. I want to edit that now because I just meant to do ticket number. I should have trusted my copying and pasting, but I didn't. Okay, so now it says ticket number. Let's go back into our automations. Let's click here. Of course, let's make sure that ticket number 1 didn't disappear or do anything kooky because we changed it. Okay, so now it says ticket number. All right, all is good in the world. Now let's save. And let's go ahead and do 2 now. All right, so we have ticket number. That's our field. And then now let's grab the ticket number from our custom fields. So this is going to be ticket number 2, support ticket number 2. Now we have the next field here, which is going to be support issue. So we can do the custom value. Let's scroll down and it is going to be ticket 2 issue, support issue ticket 2. Okay. And then now this one's going to be the support URL for the video. And now we're going to do contact, custom fields. And this one's going to be ticket 2 video. Okay, so let's look for ticket 2, support ticket 2 video. All right, and let's go ahead and save again. All right, so let's test this again and let's see. We're going to do 2 different tests with the same email because we want to pretend that we are Jane Doe and Jane Doe is submitting 2 support tickets. Jane Doe is not happy today. She's having all kinds of support issues. All right, so we're going to copy this so that I don't forget. And let's go ahead and do test 1 again. And let's do test1.com again and support or submit support. And let's just immediately come back over here and do Jane Doe. And let's do the same email. And then we're going to say test 2 this time. And then we're going to do test2.com. All right, and submit support request. Now let's go back into the account and let's go to our opportunities pipeline. And now you'll see we have a couple more tickets here. Let's refresh. And when we look at the actual card, we'll be able to see that data that's built into the folder that we created for support. So now you'll see that we have 3 tickets. You'll see they're all different numbers here. And if I click on this one now, it opens up the card. And if we go to support, now we have support ticket number, and then we have the test 2 information, and then test 2 issue. So when they submitted the ticket, of course, it wouldn't say test 2. It would just look like a new ticket. But I just wanted you to see the difference between the first test and the second test. Okay, so we have the second ticket, and that's what the information will be here. And then if we click on the first ticket and we go to support, then you'll see that has its own ticket number, the support URL for the video, and then the issue from that specific support ticket. Okay. Now, how do you start with all of this? Okay. Now, tomorrow I'm going to give you guys the snapshot that we just built. Okay. All you're going to need to do is go into the settings. Once you import this into your account, and we're going to walk through that together. All you need to do to make this work is you're going to go to the ticket here where it says support ticket. Let me segregate this here. So when it says support ticket, you're just going to come in here once you import the snapshot and you're going to add whatever number that you want to start your tickets at. And that's all you need to do. Okay. Now, the next thing that you just need to be aware of, right, is how are you going to get people into your support system? Well, there are multiple ways, and this is just an average form, right? So we can grab the link to the form, and that's what it looks like there. So you can say, yeah, submit a support request. Obviously, that's not ideal because it's not very pretty. We could take this and embed this into any random website that we want to use. We could also build a page inside of our website or funnel, and we could add. So let's go ahead and say support and create. And now we can just add a step. Let's just say home and create funnel. And of course, you could add this into an existing page. We're just going to create from blank. And then what you're going to do is just pull this form in. Okay, so let's build out just quickly, build out some sections here. We can even duplicate this. And then let's say here we want to add a row. And then here we want to add an element. And then we're just going to choose that form. Okay, so this can be added into an existing page inside of your website, or you can, like I said, just share the link. Okay, there's the form. And then we are going to choose support. And then, of course, you would save, connect a domain, design it however you want to. That's it, right? And then now, every time someone needs to submit a support request, all they need to do is add that data into the form, and then it will trigger and start sending those notifications to you that we built in. Okay. Super, super cool, you guys. I'm really, really excited about this. And I love that I can provide these resources to you so that you don't have to spend all the time and frustration that I spend when I'm trying to figure things out myself. Okay. Also, I certainly don't want you to be spending lots of money signing up for all these random tools and then trying to figure out how you're going to get them to integrate with one another. Okay. So if you are not a member of our program and you want to join, we have multiple ways of joining. You can go to bridgetbartlett.com. You can join our free community if you want to, or you can join our membership program. And we have options. If you would like to use our HighLevel account with our brand, you can choose this option here, which is best for beginners, or you can sign up directly to HighLevel so that you can brand the HighLevel dashboard. And then, of course, that gives you a membership in our program, and you can resell our white label AI ads manager and all of those cool things. Okay. So thank you all so, so much for joining me. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. For joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone, so I'll see you there.